Hello. Okay, that was quick too. Great. So we have a ladies' day. We'll see if any men come and interrupt our ladies' class. So we have Erica and JT, and today we're going to focus on business idioms. So, things that you can say at work, things that make sense at work, but also that make sense in real life. So we can look at these kind of in two ways, not just focusing on work and business, but also in our regular life. So with that, I'm just gonna jump into this today. Of course, there are more. There's always more. But first, I just think this is what I think at least my second class of business idioms, and so I think there might be one repeat. I can't remember, but in general, they're different. Okay. So if we have time, maybe if we need to fill up some time, I can get the first one. But that's about it. So, JT, would you mind reading this paragraph, please?
Yeah, sure. There are many phrases we use in English. So today we'll be looking at some that we can use in real life, but that are also related to business.
Perfect. Yep. So basically what I said, things that we can use in life, in real everyday life or business. Okay, at work. So the first one we have is at stake. And so what we're going to do, I mean, we can do this a couple different ways, but what I think we'll do is I'll show the idiom, I'll show the example sentence that I have, and then we'll try and understand it from there. Now, Erica is cheating because she's a native, and JAT is a really high level, so today might be very easy. We'll see what happens, okay? So we have at stake. Erica, do you want to read the sentence?
We have a lot at stake with this new contract.
Okay, so these are my examples that I made. They're not like the most beautiful, but they're basic, so we can understand the context and potentially how we would use this. Now, JAT, I'm going to ask you, do you understand this? Do you know what it means? Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I think I have seen it before. It means that I think that we have a lot of things which are maybe risky, or we have doubt about some things.
Okay, and Erica, do you have anything else to add to that? It's difficult when you have this idiom because you can normally just say it, but if a non-native hasn't heard it before, then we as natives have to explain this.
So for me, at stake means there are lots of things that are dependent on something. So in the case of this sentence, a lot of things dependent on whether this new contract happens or doesn't happen.
Okay, so really good explanations both. And so what I would just say is that there's a lot at risk. So of course, a little of everything. Both of you have completed this. Sometimes it's easy to just show the basic, the easiest way of explaining something, because if we have a long answer to something or a long explanation, then it's a lot more difficult for people to understand. So if there's a synonym we can use or just one or a couple words, then sometimes that's best. Okay. All right, good. So now we have two. And that's because they basically mean the same thing. In my opinion, they mean the same thing. So we'll see what you two think. So we have back to the drawing board and back to square one. So JT, because you're the non-native technically here, have you seen these before?
I have seen the second one, back to square one.
Okay.
I know that it means that you are back to the position from where you started.
Okay, good. Yes.
Back to the initial position. Yeah.
There you go. So I was thinking if you had heard of one, back to square one would be it. So back to the drawing board is kind of more the business, I would say business related. Back to square one we can use, and everything. Oh, I just broke up with my boyfriend of 10 years. It's back to square one. You wouldn't say back to the drawing board in this case. So they are a little different. Let's take a look at the example I have here. So Erica, would you like to read this, please?
The boss didn't like the presentation, so back to the drawing board or back to square one.
Good. And I love the fact, thank you, for saying or in this. A lot of people don't know is that when we're reading something, we have this slash is what it's called. We actually say or. And some people might say slash or nothing. And so it's a lot more natural to say or. So that's kind of the native tip of the day, thanks to Erica. So good. So yeah, so like I was saying, they're basically the same as where they mean, okay, so it's back to the beginning, as JIT was saying, back to the initial point. So Erica, what do you think? Do you think there's a difference between these two?
I don't think so, no. It's just different ways that you phrase it.
Okay, so we're going to say hi if you can first, and then I'm going to say that, for example, with the example of I just broke up with my boyfriend of 10 years, back to the drawing board. Would you use back to the drawing board in that situation?
I think maybe the drawing board is more business oriented or workplace suitable because the drawing board is the preparation stage, so it's like going back to some to edit or adjust or redo something. You wouldn't redo anything with the broken up with your boyfriend thing, so square one is more starting back from scratch, like over from scratch.
Okay, and see, that's another idiom, to start from scratch.
Oh,
which
sorry.
No, it's great. The thing is that there's so many phrases in English. I mean, where do you begin? That's and so sometimes naturally we'll say phrases or things that are common to native speakers, but that aren't common to other native speakers. And so that was perfect. So, was it scratch today?
Yeah.
To start from scratch or something like that. I know I've talked about that because Ken knew that one, right, Ken?
Actually, I don't distinguish these two differences.
Okay, that's
Original
okay.
one, that's my one interpretation for these. But I don't know the slight difference of these idioms.
Perfect. Well, as Erica was saying, the drawing board idiom is kind of like, you developed something. There was a process to the drawing board. A drawing board is, okay, this piece is broken on this machine. We need to fix it. How can we fix it? So then you have a picture of the piece that needs to be fixed, blah, blah, blah. And you go through the process of drawing and developing something, or, some kind of a process was involved. Back to square one is literally just jumping back to the beginning, starting from nothing, starting from zero, if you want to say. Okay, so the meaning is basically the same. It just depends, as Erica said, the drawing board one is more towards business and in the office, and back to square one could really be both. So kind of the same, but a little different as well. All right. So that's that, and just going to go down here, and you can see start over from the beginning or almost from the beginning, because if you do the drawing board one, at least you have a base plan and you don't have to redraw or redo something. So I have almost from the beginning here. Okay, any questions, Ken? Is that clear?
Yeah, I think starting over is, maybe how can I say, back to the starting point and start it again.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. Well, Ken, don't mute yourself quite yet, because I want you to read the example for under the table.
Okay. Under the table. They are making money under the table and not paying taxes for it.
Ha ha ha.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Ken, have you heard this expression before?
I think Japanese say different idiom, but under is used under the clothes or something. So I can
under the clothes.
Yeah, clothes or something. Under the sleeve. So yeah, I can easily understand the meaning of this.
Okay. All right. Well, JT, we're going to start with you. Have you heard this expression before?
I don't think so that I have heard this
Okay.
expression, but from the sentence, I can figure out what it means.
Okay. What do you think it means then?
I think that they are making money illegally.
Good. Ken, is that the same idiom
Mhm.
as under the clothes?
Yes.
And it is?
Illegally, yes.
Under the clothes, I like it.
I know, yeah.
That is definitely. See, sometimes the same thing happens in Spanish, is where they have the same kind of meaning of the idiom, but it's like completely different. So, okay, very good. Yeah, basically you're earning money illegally. So under the table, very good. All right, let's move on to this one. So talk someone into or out of something. And again, if you heard the or, talk someone into or out of something. This is kind of more of, what is it? A phrasal verb, because we have a verb and then a preposition, okay? But it's still a good phrase for business. So let's get to the example. GAT, why don't you read the example, please?
Yeah. I have to talk her out of changing the contract for next year. We could lose a lot of money.
Okay. So I only have one example here, but we can also think of another one. So talk her out of, for example. What does this mean? What would be a synonym that we could use? And anyone can answer.
Trying to convince someone not to do something.
Or just the opposite. Talk someone into doing something.
Yeah. That's the opposite.
Exactly. So this is a positive and a negative. So the into is to convince them to do something, and out of is to not do something. So that can also be confusing because we're not using, this is a positive sentence, talk her out of changing the contract. So you don't want to do this, to have this contract the way it is now. So it's actually, this is a negative meaning, but there's no real negative in the sentence. And that's why it can be confusing for non-natives. Okay, Ken, have you seen this before? Either one of these phrases?
No, I didn't know this.
Very nice. Well, yeah, so we can use this at work, obviously, or, in general in real life, because it's, as we were saying, convince or persuade someone to do something or not, actually, or not. Okay. Interesting. Do you have any questions, Ken?
No, thank you.
Okay. Good. So if we go down to word of mouth, what is this, Ken? Have you heard of this?
Yeah, that's a rumor.
Okay.
Rumor. Or maybe similar meaning of rumor. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay, so something similar to a rumor. Erica, how do you feel about that?
Feel about it being a rumor, or my opinion of what word of mouth is? It's not, to me, a rumor is a negative thing, and word of mouth is not just something negative. You can have negative word of mouth that could be a rumor, but you can also have positive word of mouth, like a referral for a business or a recommendation that you just hear from somebody else. So it's literally from somebody's mouth into your ear. Not literally, but no. I don't know, something like that.
Exactly. So that's good. JT, do you have any other information for us?
I think it means that any kind of information which is spoken.
Very nice. I like that. That was creative. So our example here is small businesses usually rely on word of mouth to promote their business. So if there's a small business, a pet shop or something, and it's like, oh yeah, they're great, the animals are really clean, they're cheap prices. People say this to other people, in which it's really nice. Okay.
There is also a word called mouth publicity, right? Is mouth publicity?
I've never heard of mouth publicity, but I think it means the same thing.
Yeah.
I would think so, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of that either. Mouth.
I think
it's basically the same thing. It's publicity by speaking about
Yeah.
So it's more or less the same to me.
Exactly. If I were to see or hear that, for if someone were to say that, sure, I'd understand. Like you just said it, and I was like, wait a second, I've never heard that before, but it makes sense. So maybe, Ken, have you heard word publicity before?
I don't know that, but sounds like nowadays some companies promote their goods by on SMS. I think it's called buzz or something, buzz on the internet. So they intentionally make word of mouth on social media to promote their goods or service.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Also for buzz, you can say, what's the buzz, or something like that, right? Erica, can you think of another phrase?
To use buzz?
Yeah, buzz, like the buzz. Actually, there's a newspaper in my hometown that's called The Buzz, and it talks about new kind of businesses that are opening, new information, kind of like rumors, but in a positive way, I guess. It's kind of like gossip, but
I think what I associate with buzz is just excitement or activity, or like there's something new and exciting that's coming up and you think everybody wants to know about it, so you create this buzz about it, or I don't know.
Kind of like something fashionable or new or something like that. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So perfect. All right. Any other questions or comments? And again, this is just when people talk about an experience informally, shopping at a new store or service offered by a company, for example. And I have this informally because normally it's between friends or word of mouth. You wouldn't really go to as like a client and talk to the business about this. You would be a client talking to another client that would express this information. So it's not like involved in a business exactly. Or if you can say, oh, word of mouth says our company is doing really good, for example. So again, it's more client to client, not directly with the company, but obviously about the company.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, we'll move on to learn the ropes. Ken, have you seen this before? Learn the ropes.
Learn the ropes. Maybe I guess learn the rope maybe to learn the process.
Okay, good. JT, do you have any other information for us?
I don't know what it means, but I think that means that to learn to do something new.
Good. Sure. So, yeah, that's good. Erica, I'll have you read this.
She had to learn the ropes because... No, I'm sorry. Wait, I don't know what I'm reading. She had to learn the ropes, but she's doing very well.
Good. Yeah, I know. Sometimes, even today, I was talking to Erica and I was saying things that was not in the correct order. So that happens. So you see something or you think it's going to continue a certain way.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. So good. All right. So she had to learn the ropes, but she's doing very well. Exactly. She had to learn how to do something. This job, this kind of formal way of doing something in the business, if it's something specific. If there's steps that she has to follow. So, but it would be something new. Okay. So here, learn the basics of something. So the basics is something that you don't know. So it's new, basically, is what I wanted to say with that. Okay. All right, perfect. If we move on to the next one, uphill battle. I'm going to start with JT on this one, an uphill battle.
Uphill battle, very difficult task.
Okay, good. Ken, have you heard of this before?
No, but seems like how can I say? Yeah, difficult battle or struggling from. Maybe if you uphill to climb up, it's hard. Maybe such condition or situation.
Yep, that's good. So let's take a look at my example. All right. So, Erica, do you want to try and read this one again?
I'll read slowly this time.
Okay.
This inspection is an uphill battle. They keep asking for more documents.
Good. So it's kind of that situation where, you think you're done with something and like, wait, we need last year's something, and then you have to search for those documents and then you have to do this and that and an uphill battle. Or, it's life can be an uphill battle sometimes when it's just one thing after another that continues to go wrong. And so this can be used in many, many, many different situations.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to look at my little answer here. When something gets increasingly difficult, so, little by little it's more difficult, it's harder than before, eventually it'll stop. Eventually you get to the top of the hill, and it's okay. All right, so, okay, this one, I like this one. Erica, can you read this?
Ballpark figure or number?
Okay, good. And so I have this little, it's one or the other. I would prefer to hear ballpark figure. Is there one that's more common for you, Erica, or not?
Figure, for sure.
Okay, perfect. All right, that's fine. So, before I give the example, because this one's a little bit different, Ken or JT, have we heard of this phrase before?
Ballpark means baseball park, right? Baseball
Sure,
field.
it can.
So I don't know.
Baseball and numbers, Ken. Where are we going?
Okay. Yeah, American English has a lot of, baseball related idioms.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hit it
because
out of the park.
baseball is only popular in Japan, America, and some other countries only. Worldwide, it's soccer. So.
Okay.
So maybe not from England. I think so.
Okay, well, if you can think of what?
Not from the England because baseball is not popular there.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't they have cricket? Isn't cricket like baseball? There's they have a sport.
Is England, yeah. No.
But that's similar to baseball.
It has a bat and a ball. That's about it.
Well, that's what people compare like American football and rugby. They're like, it's the same thing. I'm like, wait a second, it's not. So
no.
Well, the rules are different. I mean, they both have a similar ball. I think a rugby ball is actually bigger. They don't use as many like protection pads as they do in American football.
Okay.
So I mean that stuff. I think in rugby you can also use your feet, which in American football you can't. So those are
the fight a lot more in rugby.
I've never seen anything to do with rugby. I mean, I've learned these rules because people here like there was a football player poster somewhere, and like, oh yeah, that's rugby, and I was like, he's famous in the United States. I don't even know who it was. It wasn't anyone from my football team, but I was like, are you crazy? But so I'm hoping we're not doing the same thing with cricket, but I think they're comparable at least. So
we work with that explanation.
Yeah, exactly. JT, do you know anything about cricket?
Yeah, cricket is very popular in my country, in India.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a surprise. I did not expect that.
Also in Jamaica, you have India is a very big cricket team, but so does the West Indies.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, I am just out of the loop. Okay? I'm not in this popular cricket.
I even grew up playing it and was on a team and everything. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense. I mean, soccer or football here, non-American football here, is extremely popular, and so I'm kind of into that. Well, kind of into that. I know about it because my husband really enjoys soccer / non-American football. So it's kind of crazy. Okay.
I think soccer is popular all over the world.
Not so much in the United States.
Not in the US, no.
Oh, not in the US. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay.
It depends. I mean, there's a women's soccer league that I think is doing well that people kind of watch. I don't know, but I mean, soccer is not one of the top sports in the United States. I can say that. I would say football, basketball, and baseball, right? Ken, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Football match in the campus. Many people go to the campus to watch the football games. So I thought baseball is also popular, but not like the football. I mean, American football in America.
Right.
Yeah, but other countries here, baseball, and nowadays soccer became very popular. But still, baseball is the number one popular sports probably. And I know cricket are popular, such India area. Oh yes, I heard a chat about that. Yeah.
Yeah, there are very few countries who play cricket, I think. Only 10 to 15 countries. They have a good cricket team.
I see.
Well, I don't feel as bad now because like, oh yeah, cricket's comparable to baseball. Okay, I'll stop talking. I know less than anybody here. So so back to the idiom, yeah, sure. Ballpark is related to baseball. Okay. JT, did I ask you about this?
I'm not sure. I think it means some kind of estimation or a rough number, approximate number, something, right?
Good. Well, we'll just wait. Ken, could you read this for us?
Okay. What's a ballpark figure for new flooring in the whole house?
It's a difficult sentence. Question, I should say. So what's your ballpark figure for new flooring? Okay, the floor in the whole house. And this is also difficult, whole house to say.
Kind of cost, rough cost.
Yeah.
Rough estimated cost.
Exactly. I would say general figure or number for how much something is going to cost. Exactly. It's a rough estimate in general. Okay. So that's good. Let's move on. By the book. Have we heard of this before? By the book. Erica, it must be quiet.
I have. I was waiting on anybody else.
Yeah, you have an extra advantage today. All right, so let's have Erica read the example.
She takes a bit longer to process all the documents because she does it by the books.
Okay, so now any idea on what by the books could mean?
To follow all the rules written in a book, something like that.
Okay, yep, probably. Good. Ken, is that what you thought of, or?
Yeah, maybe by books, by manuals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it probably comes from that, but yeah, to legally or follow the law 100%. So, she must process all the documents legally. Okay, where she follows the law 100%. She follows every step that they're asking for.
So it's a legal term, like apply to the legal. Okay, not the process. Or legally process.
But I would say it could be both. Because if they have a procedure book or something, a policy, you follow the company policy that's going by the book instead of taking some shortcut. So.
Right, but technically then if you follow the manual or process something from a specific country or a specific company, then it's not technically legal or illegal, it's just the way that they do it.
Okay.
But it's their law. It's like their regulation and like, of course there's a tiny bit of difference between rule, regulation, and law, but still it's the way they do it. So if you're going to follow that instruction, maybe, or let's say instruction manual might be a nicer way to say that more correct.
Okay.
Oh, dissecting idioms today. I love it. Okay, good. Go down the drain. What is this? Ken, let's start with you. Have you heard of this before?
No, go down the drain.
Do you know what a drain is?
Yeah, I kind of small ditch kind of thing?
Not ditch is more in the road.
From the how can I say roof? Pipe from the roof.
Okay, like from a pipe from the roof. Sure, it can be that. It can also be like in your sink when you wash your hands, when the water goes down, that's down the drain. So we can say the water is going down the drain. That's a literal sentence. That's okay. But today we're looking at it in a different way. Okay. So JT, what have you heard of this? Do you know this? No?
Yeah, I think I know. It means like something has been wasted, like, you know, like something has gone in vain.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like maybe you put a lot of effort to cook something and at the end it gets burnt. So all your efforts have gone down the drain.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Sure. Let's go ahead and look at the sentence. Erica, could you read the sentence? Uh-oh, no, don't.
Too late. We need to market more because our business is going down the drain.
So the business is going down, it's decreasing. So I have here slowly decreasing or where you could lose it all. So it's really at risk of closing, shutting down, you know, ending, finishing something. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Do we, Erica, do you agree with this statement or?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So Ken, does that make sense then?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Very good. So let's go to the next one here. It's hands are tied. Hands are tied. Any idea what this could mean? No? So if we think physically, sorry?
Yeah, maybe you don't have the authority to do something. Then you say that I can't do it because my hands are tied. Maybe.
Okay, good. I like that. Can we add more information? If not, that's fine too. Okay. So let's get into the example. I wish I could help, but my hands are tied. Ken, what kind of understanding do you have from this sentence?
I wish I could help, but my hands are tied. Maybe this person can't help.
Yeah. Any other information?
Maybe. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
Sorry. Conditional, and maybe this person cannot do this, cannot help, because of hands are tied. Not free.
What does
not
hands
free,
are tied
maybe.
mean?
Not free or something. Probably.
Okay, good. So they're not free. That's fine. Erica, do you want to help us out with this?
What the sentence means or what the hands are tied?
Well, the general meaning of hands are tied.
Meaning I would think that it's somebody who would like to help or assist, but because of some reason or whatever, they really can't do anything in a particular situation, I guess.
Okay, good. So that could be because they're busy or because they have a prior commitment. Okay, so the situation can't change for some reason. There's nothing anyone can do. Okay. I would just say maybe hands are tied are more like they're busy or they have a prior commitment. They already have something. They already have something to do. So JT has put there's already a lot on my plate.
Yeah, that's why I can't help. So can we use this here? I wish I could help, but my hands are tired.
There's already a lot on my plate. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you use these sentences together, yes, then it makes sense. I thought you wanted to say there's already a lot on my plate. There's like my hands are tied or something. But yes, if you use the sentences together, absolutely. And that's a really good answer, a good sentence, because there's already a lot on my plate. So then now we have another phrase, to have a lot on somebody's plate, for example. And so somebody's is abbreviated. That happens a lot. They'll say something, somebody, or I don't know, somebody. They abbreviate it differently. Okay. To have a lot on somebody's plate. Ken, have you heard of this one before?
You have a lot on
somebody's
plate. Maybe too much to handle.
Too much to handle. Absolutely good. Eric, any questions, comments?
No.
Okay. Perfect. Then we'll go ahead and move on to no-brainer.
Yeah.
No-brainer. I was looking for different ones today, so definitely I think this is a different one. And anyone except for Erica, do you know what this means? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I think. It means something which is very obvious.
Okay, yeah. It
is very easy or very obvious.
Okay, yeah. No, that's perfect. Short, sweet, and to the point is what I was thinking. Again, sometimes it's easier to say, boom, this in 2 or 3 words, and that's perfect. So good. Ken, have you seen no-brainer before?
Maybe, but I forgot the meaning. No-brainer.
All right, that's fine. So background information for JIT and Erica. Ken lived in Georgia in the United States for 6 months. How long ago?
Oh, okay.
A long time ago, right?
A long time ago, yes.
Ken's older than me, I think, so he doesn't like to express how old he is or anything. Right, Ken?
Yeah. I don't hear things on the internet. Yes.
There's an expression in English that I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
At least in the United States, I plead the fifth is I'm not going to tell you, but yes. Basically. All right. So the example sentence we have is the deal is a no-brainer. Let's buy now. So exactly. If it's a situation, it's such a good deal or situation you don't even need to think about it. It's obvious. Okay. So JT, actually, I think you had a better expression or example synonym that I had. So that's good. All right. It's a no-brainer. Pretty common. I don't know. It's Erica, is it pretty common for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. We're getting towards the end here. We have on a roll. So have we seen on a roll before?
Yes.
Ken,
kick
are you
on
typing?
The road. I heard kick on the road. On the road, kick on the road. Similar meaning?
I don't think so. Keep or stay, right? Probably on the road. Is that what you're talking about? Keep on the road?
Sorry, kick on the road.
Kick on the road. I've never heard of kick on the road. Erica?
No idea.
Okay. Ken, what does it mean?
To start a concert tour.
What?
To start a what?
A concert tour.
Really?
Live tour. I think so.
Isn't it kick
off?
I'm not sure about it. Yeah. Sometimes some people say, some musicians say kick on the road or something. Such idioms. And let me check.
And kick off the tour when they're starting a tour?
Kick off. Yeah, kick off means start off.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
No, I'm just looking this up too, and no, I don't see it exactly. As a kick off on road. Can we say kick off on the road? Does that make sense?
Maybe
Kick off.
kick off. Yes, that's right.
I mean,
Maybe.
kick off is just to start in general, so I can see that. Kick off the tour. Tour. Okay. Okay. So no, it doesn't mean the same thing.
Okay.
I've also put above that, keep or stay on the road. That means like when you're driving to not go off the road. So that's a literal one. But on a roll. JT, do you have any idea what this means?
I'm not sure, but I think if we say that somebody is on a roll means he or she is on fire. I mean,
literally,
not literally. Means they're doing great.
Exactly. See, lots of different phrases here. Yeah. So someone's on fire, not in a literal sense. It means that they're doing a great job. Ken, have you heard of that one, on fire? He's on fire.
He's on fire. Yes.
Not literally burning.
I know the Bruce Springsteen song, "She's on Fire."
Okay. Perfect.
And
that's that's a good example, Ken. Thank you, because Erica, you'll find that a lot of people will have heard something. Oh, I've heard that in a song. Okay, so a lot of people will hear things, and then later, after you explain whatever it is, they're like, "Oh, well, that makes sense." Yeah, it does. It does. All right, so on a roll. The example is she's on a roll this month. She's been making 10 sales per day, for example. Okay. So yes, of course, when someone is successful in a period of time. Now, it doesn't have to be necessarily in a period of time, but in a short, I don't know, maybe, she's been on a roll lately. We don't exactly know how long she's been doing something or that, but just having being successful. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other information to add, Erica?
No, actually, the first thing that came to my mind was the same thing as JT's.
Oh, really?
On fire, yeah. That's exactly how I would explain it.
I did not. That did not come to my mind. So when she said that was quite surprising and quite funny, actually. I did enjoy that. So that's good. Again, it just goes to say that there's so many expressions. Some are literal, as we saw, go down the drain, and other the figurative way.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I think there's at least one more, maybe two. So on the ball. So very similar to on the roll, or to be on the roll. Is that what it was? On a roll. That's what it is. And on the ball. So they're quite similar, and I wanted to put them together because they're not the same, even though they look relatively similar. So, JT, should I start with you?
I think I don't know this.
Oh, yes.
On the ball.
Okay. No, that's good. On the ball. Ken, do you have any information for us?
No, on the ball. I don't know. What's on the ball?
Okay, good. Erica, do you want to say anything, or should I
was hoping it wouldn't come to me.
Okay, let's take a look at my example here. They're very okay. So exactly that's why I put these two together at the end, because they're quite confusing. So the example is, he's on the ball. He has found many mistakes in our documents recently. So from this context, let's start with JT. What do you understand from this? If it's correct or incorrect, that's fine. What do you understand?
Found many mistakes. Means he's doing his job very well, or I don't know. I mean, it depends whether it's his responsibility to find the mistakes.
Okay.
I mean, is it a negative sentence or positive sentence? I mean, he has found many mistakes. So is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I think, I mean, it's almost similar to on a roll. I mean, he's doing his job very well, or
In this case, I would say we could, what is that called?
Could I try?
Yeah.
Maybe for this one, it's more about accuracy or either effectiveness or efficiency or something. So he's efficient at picking something out like consistently. So maybe he's on a ball at that point in time, getting everything done correctly. Maybe his job is to find the mistake, so he's doing it well. I don't know.
Okay, good. Ken, what do you think?
Maybe positive. Is it positive or negative?
It's positive, I'd say.
Positive. So maybe he's in a good condition.
Okay.
He's very sharp, something like that.
Okay, good. So to be aware and to notice things. So yeah, as Erica said, I like the word efficient. Very efficient, very, you're still being successful in the fact that you're because of this situation. But he's on the ball. He sees, I don't know, when someone changes their office. I don't know. He's very on the ball, very, I don't know, in the moment. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but there's a little difference between being successful many times, which is this one, or to be aware of something. So it's a very small difference. Again, it's probably one that in this second context, we could probably use the other idiom as well, but not all the time. And let me just double check. I think that's, oh no, one more. So we have the last straw for this one. Okay, again, not the literal straw that you, when you're drinking something, but last straw. Any idea what this means? No? Okay, well, I'm going to go down to the sentence here and see if we can get some context. That's the last straw. I quit.
So to me, that is the I don't want to use another idiom, but like at the end of somebody's rope, end of a rope. Like
okay, good.
So many things have happened to make you want to quit, and then this one thing happened, and that is that last straw, that last thing that you can't tolerate it anymore, why you have to take some form of action.
Exactly. So with that, it's so when you're so fed up or angry or tired of something, you make a change because of anger or frustration normally. Like, oh, no, that was the last time that happened. I'm not allowing that to happen again. So it's because of an emotion as well. It's not just because, of, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. No. There's a negative situation that's happening. And it's happened again and again and again. All right. JT or Ken, any questions?
No, I understand it.
Okay, good. Well, then we're about done with this. I'm going to stop the screen sharing here. I'm just going to check out next week's classes. So next week is my last week for a couple classes. My schedule is here. So, yes, I'm going to the United States in 1 week. I will be, I think, in London at this point. Still, a long layover there next Wednesday, but that's okay. So next week, actually on Monday, we're going to be talking about birthday celebrations because it's my birthday. And yeah, so I thought we'd incorporate a little bit of a real life situation. It's my birthday. We should do something special. So we'll talk about birthday celebrations. So it's kind of more of a conversation class and kind of involved in what you do in your country. So it'd be great to have many people here. If you can make it, that would be great. And then on Tuesday, not Wednesday, I'm going to move the class from Wednesday to Tuesday next week again, the same time as Wednesday classes. We'll be doing a reading activity. It's read and remember. It says there's a dialogue. And then we're going to try and see. So we're going to read it, and then we're going to try and see how much of the reading you actually remember. So little fun stuff next week, not too much serious grammar stuff. So that's about it. So any questions or anything?
All good.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it was great seeing all of you. Erica, I know I'll talk to you tomorrow. And the rest of you, have a great day. All right. And we'll hopefully see you on Monday, okay?
All right, then.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.